Hey y'all, I wanted to share a post really like more just talking to you and forgive me if the lighting is a little weird, but I am trying to do more things to like stack my life. And if the camera's unsteady, it's because I put the tripod down somewhere and I don't know where it was, but I mentioned stacking my life, which is a concept that I learned from Katie Bowman, who I highly recommend checking out. She's a biomechanist that has like really great tips around um, specifically like the mechanical things or like the kind of physical things that affect our health. But one of the concepts she talks about in getting more movement in our day and more outside time is like we don't have to put things into separate buckets. So, sometimes when you think, oh, I'm going to make a video, but it's like a nice evening and I want to be outside for a couple minutes, um, why do those have to be mutually exclusive? Let's do them both. So I'm out here for a couple minutes and I just kind of want to share something off the cuff. I was listening to a podcast, which I may even link to in here, talking about like building your community, um, like growing whatever you're trying to grow for your business and doing that in the context of being someone who has chronic illness or um, just I kind of took it also in the vein of having a lot going on because kind of feel like I have a lot going on recently. Good things, a lot of them, but sometimes you feel like you're just pulled in so many directions. And if you're like me in that and also wanting to work on your health at the same time, it can be hard to kind of see like, okay, when am I going to do things for my health if I have all this other stuff going on? So, um, that kind of ties into the podcast because at least for me, working toward things that will make it so that I don't need to be tied to a 9 to 5 desk job at some point in the future. To me, that's part of my health. It's part of my mental health because I really would love to spend more time with my son um, and just like not feel rushed all the time going from one thing to another. But it's also part of physical health because when we have more time, we oh, there's a frog. When we have more time, um, and we're not working on things just related to survival or making ends meet, then we have more freedom to do things that support our health. Now, with that being said, uh, by the way, if you want to learn about one of the things I'm doing and that will eventually work to get monthly recurring revenue, um, send me a message if you want or comment revenue, I guess. Really, like I said, this is kind of off the cuff. Um, but, in the meantime, even while I'm busy and while I have a lot going on, I don't want to just like say like, oh, I'll worry about my health once I can come up for air, because that's really a recipe for never taking good care of your health. And that's not the person that I want to be. So doing things like, okay, I'm wanting to connect more and grow an audience on YouTube and share my story. But sometimes it's hard to see like, okay, if I'm going to get outside or if I'm going to do other things, when do I squeeze that in? So that's part of connecting this. But even other things like um, throughout my day, I try to do things that um, help my health, like whether that's calming my breathing and like kind of taking a second to be aware of just breathing calmly uh, instead of kind of stressed, shallow breathing that creates this feedback loop where your breath is stressed and shallow, which sends messages of anxiety to the brain, which keeps your breathing stressed and shallow. And it's like this negative feedback loop. So by just like stepping in at some point and saying, okay, let me cut this off and calm my breathing deliberately, that helps bring like calm to the body and the brain. And doing some things to just, oops, sorry guys, I'm like switching hands here. They're mosquitoes. And moving around. Like I said, I have a desk job, but one great thing I will say, the company I work for is great. I work from home. They gave me a standing desk, which is really awesome, and I love that because I don't just stand up, like straight stand up all day. Really, the best benefit of a standing desk is that you can be dynamic about your workstation. So you can, like, part of the time be standing and part of the time sit down. And while you're standing, like, move your legs or like raise your arms and just do different things to move your body and not be in a static position all day. So, you know, would I love to be able to go on long walks or, you know, say, oh yeah, I get to the gym 4 days a week? Yeah, that'd be awesome. And maybe one day that'll be my life. But right now, that doesn't mean that I'm just going to say, oh, well, I don't have the circumstances to take care of my health, because there are things that we can choose to do that help our health, even within the circumstances that we currently have. So I hope those ideas are helpful. If you want to know more and maybe even partner together on what I'm doing to work on my monthly recurring revenue, or you know, something that can grow and become something to replace a full-time desk job like what I have, comment revenue or reach out. I'd be happy to share. Anyway, also, if you want to talk about like what you do throughout the day to keep moving, to help your health, even if it's just small little habits like the ones I mentioned, let's like play off of each other. Let's learn from each other. So please feel free to share that in the comments below and share your experience with people. Sorry for the little shaky video. I will find the tripod for next time. And I hope you have a great one. Bye.